Let's dive into thinking first, which starts with the idea of concepts. Concepts are the foundation of all thinking. They are mental categories that help us group similar things together, making it easier to understand and navigate the world. For example, the concept of bird includes many different species, from sparrows to eagles, even though they have differences. Within each concept, we have a prototype, which is the best or most typical example of that category. For instance, when people think of a bird, they might picture a pigeon rather than an ostrich, because those birds match their prototype more closely. Prototypes help us quickly recognize and classify new information, but they can also lead to errors if something does not fit our mental image. We can build on psychological concepts by forming schemas. A schema is a more complex mental framework that includes not just a category, but also expectations, knowledge, and associations about that category. Think of it this way. A concept is a basic category. For example, bird. A schema is a more detailed framework that tells you what you expect from that category. For example, birds have feathers, can fly, and build nests. Schemas allow us to make sense of the world by fitting new experiences into what we already know. However, schemas are not fixed. They change as we gain new information. According to Jean Piaget, there are two ways schemas are modified: assimilation and accommodation. Assimilation happens when we take in new information, but do not change our existing schema. For example, if a child has only ever seen small dogs and then sees a new small dog, they simply add it to their dog schema without adjusting anything. Here, the schema didn't require changes, so it's an example of assimilation. On the other hand, accommodation happens when new information forces a change in the schema itself. If that same child then sees a Great Dane, they may need to update their dog schema to include large dogs as well. If you're an AP Psychology student, make sure you grab my free AP Psychology course checklist to test your knowledge of the whole course. There's a link below to get it. It's completely free and a must-have for all my students. I'll also throw in my full AP Psychology glossary and vocabulary bank, and my guide to the 5 hardest AP Psych questions that students get wrong in their exam. This video has been a snippet from my complete 4-hour AP Psych study guide video that covers the curriculum in one mega video. You can click that video on the screen now to watch it.